Chapter 16, Piece de Resistance. Halfway through your competition against Anton and Creme de la Creme, you stare in shock at your ruined second course, which is currently dripping from the freezer onto the floor. Savory herb ice cream, or what used to be ice cream. This is really, really not good. Lucy, where's the ice cream? We need to plate the... Anton and Mark sabotaged us. It's ruined. So sit tight. I'm gonna go over there and slice the power cords on their blenders. No, we gotta focus. Start over. We're still a dish behind. Everett nods and throws a death glare over to Anton, where he's busy hamming it up with the cameras. Now this is a proper flambe. Let's destroy him. I'll grab the herbs, you get the cream on light heat. As Everett dashes back to the pantry, you pour some cream and milk into a pan. Then you turn on the stove with a click and give it a stir. I should bring the cream to a simmer. You turn the heat on low. Watch as smoke slowly rises from the mixture. Looking warm and frothy so far. With the milk mixture setting on very low heat, you grab another bowl, crack egg yolks into it, and add sugar. You give it a stir, watching as the yolks start to break. I need to make sure these are fully incorporated before I add them to the milk. I should whisk the eggs. You grab a metal whisk and vigorously stir the eggs. Before you know it, the sugar dissolves into the egg yolks, turning it into a light, frothy mixture. Piece of cake. When the milk is ready, you take it off the heat, slowly stirring the egg mixture. Once it's smooth, you transfer it to a cold bowl, sitting over ice. Now I just gotta wait for it to cool. Once it's ready, you pass the cream over to Everett. He stirs in the herbs and cracks fresh black pepper into the mixture and gives it a taste and frowns. Not good enough. We need more of a punch. Add cayenne. Well, then let's add more pepper, more herbs, something crunchy. If we're missing depth, adding some texture will help. Good point. The judges will like a balance. You quickly toast some pistachios and add them to a mixture. You carefully grab the bowl and pour it, all of it, into the ice cream maker, watching as it churns. We won't have time to let it sit fully. That's alright. We can pass it off as a soft serve. Finally, once the machine is done and the ice cream is cool, you quickly plate it. You think for a moment and then break off a shard of the cone you had baked previously, sticking it in the ice cream. The perfect makeshift garnish. It'll have to do. You rush over to the judges' table and get there just as Anton and Mark do. These look tasty. Who wants to start? Anton moves forward, gesturing at the two plates in front of him. They made 2 dishes again? May I present my second main course? Our second main course. And our dessert. Got done early, you see. Here we have roasted farm squab on a bed of rustic vegetables. Warm celery roots, golden chalantere mushrooms, and gold leaf French picholet olives topped with hazelnuts. How did you have time to cook all this is my question. And our last course, allow me to introduce the creme de la creme of all desserts. Anton winks at the audience, proud of his pun. Everett scowls. My famous rum and vanilla cannoli with spun ginger sugar drizzled with burnt caramel edible flowers. I would still like to know how you had time to cook all this. How is he always one step ahead? How is he able to cook it? Do you see that? It's beautiful. It looks better than it tastes, trust me. The judges take careful bites of his second course. These chanterelles are delightful. Is this a celery root puree underneath? Genius. Only a man with great talent could make pigeon taste so exquisite. 5 stars all around. The gold leaf French Picholine olive set the dish off beautifully. Now try the dessert. The judges take the first bite. The sugar work is stunning and almost looks too good to eat. The caramel pairs wonderfully with the rum infusion. Overall, I'm really enjoying this. It's everything I'd expect from you and your team. Damn, we have our work cut out for us. Everett and Lucy, what do you have for us? You gesture to the ice cream. Mark sneers and Anton politely hides a doubtful laugh. Ice cream for a second course? How creative, not that you would know anything about that. You nudge Everett in the ribs. What we have here is a savory ice cream flavored with fresh Italian herbs, black pepper, garnished with a laced almond cookie. It's interesting, but alright. What dreams are made of. I think of it as a palate cleanser, an amuse-bouche even. In the middle of a meal, it's quite ambitious. The judges take a bite, and all of them light up. I admit I was wrong. This is wonderful. It would pair nicely with other savory dishes. I love it. The basil and thyme really sing, and I don't think I've had anything quite like this before. I admit it's very bold, and who doesn't like ice cream anyhow? I must say it's very impressive that you were able to come back from that little snafu with the freezer. Glance at Anton, biting her tongue to keep from saying what you really want to say. We're not quitters. It'll take more than that to stop us. Congratulations to you both. Now on to the last course. Dessert. You hurry back to your station. You glance at the clock high above the set, counting down to the end of the competition. We have less than an hour left. And let's finish strong. Only have one more chance to make an impression with the judges. I might have an idea. To your surprise, Everett pulls you into one of the walk-in coolers. The live audience can't see you from the stage, but a cameraman follows you inside. What's wrong? I'd like you to take point on the last dish. What? Me? But we're here so that you can get closure. This is your moment, too. Besides, I trust your judgment. In that case, I'll rise to the challenge. You inspect the ingredients around you, thinking over your options. We already know Anton's going to make the most prestigious or pretentious dessert known to man. So, what if we go the opposite route? Something simple, but heartwarming, rich, but accessible. I'm listening. Everyone likes lava cake, right? Oh god, yes, please. I have a family recipe that I swear by. Or we can riff off that recipe and make something brand new and innovative. I'd be a gamble, though, since we're pressed for time. We'll make it work either way, it's your choice. Lava cake. Looks like a raspberries with lava cake and some sort of, like, side dish. Let's go for broke. If not now, then when? That's what I was thinking. What direction do you want to take? You pause for a moment, visualizing the lava cake from your childhood. Chocolate lava cake. Oh, listen. I've never had homemade lava cake. I've had Domino's. I think one other place, but I've never had homemade. Melt the butter, chocolate, whisk until smooth, fold the chocolate and flour into the egg mixture, bake in ramekins. The molten chocolate cake will have an irresistible center of warm, dark chocolate. Serve with vanilla ice cream. Ah, so that's what the thing is on the side, okay. God, I want it. For the new dessert, I want to keep the spirit of the cake. You're talking about the ganache in the center. Exactly. It's what makes or breaks. We should have a surprise in the center for this dessert, too. I like it. One question, though. Why was your first thought lava cake? Simple. It's a dessert anyone can make. I don't know. I'd have to look into it, so I don't actually know. The first recipe I learned, my mom's favorite. Listen, I could never turn down a lava cake. I'm sorry, but if you offer me one, I'm taking it. So, I'll go with Mom's favorite, why not? Every birthday, she'd come home with a couple of them for us to share. Nice. So it was your own little tradition, I like it. Let's get to it. He glances over at Anton Station, where your two rivals are leaning back and watching you wearing identical smirks. I think they'll make a comeback, Mark. No chance, it's amateur hour over there. Everett breathes hard through his nose and turns his back on him. You take out your notebook to prep for some brainstorming, where all my ideas are born. What about a mixture of savory and sweet that would continue the theme from our herb ice cream and set us apart? But instead of a molten cake, it could be a tart. They're underrated, in my opinion. Chocolate should still be the main feature, but we can mix up with the fruit. Maybe sautéed pears and complimentary cheese for the savory kick, and for the surprise in the center. Pear, chocolate, and goat cheese? Never had goat cheese, so listen, you'll find it surprising that there's a lot of things in life I have not got to enjoy. Anyway, a Spanish-inspired take on a classic sweet and savory tart. Caramelized pears, dark chocolate, are nested in a mouth-watering, crumbly, buttery pastry with a hidden ribbon of goat cheese in the center. Again, I'm willing to try anything at least once. Now you're talking. But we need to get our story straight when we present this to the judges. What tone do we want to set with this tart? I want to feel rustic. Like something you'd have on a summer picnic with ingredients straight from the farmer's market. Then we're on the right track. I'll make a short crust, almond flour, hazelnuts should give it a nice earthy finish. Sounds divine. I would have maybe gone with pecans though over the almonds, but okay. You get back to your station while Everett starts on a crust. He slices the pears, getting ready to sauté them in a butter with cinnamon and cardamom. When the pears hit the butter, they give off a heavenly aroma. This is gonna blow the judges' minds. Everett moves past you to put the crust in the oven, then starts prepping the chocolate, adding date paste and honey to the mixture. Ooh, it's blowing my mind, and we're not even halfway done yet. We'll have to make it for ourselves some next time. I'd like that. Once the pears are caramelized and crust are set, you get to work putting the tarts together. You slather a coating of melted chocolate over the crust, adding a dollop of goat cheese in the middle and topping it with a beautiful circular pattern of thinly sliced pears. Here. Everett gives you a small sample of filling on a spoon. You sigh with happiness, the tang of the cheese perfectly offsetting the sweetness of the pears and the richness of the chocolate. Perfect. Put them in the oven. Before you know it, the tarts are set, time's running out, especially when Mark calls out in a sing-song voice. All that work, and you'll barely get it on plate in time. Ignore him. I was about to say the same to you. Whenever it sets the finished tart on the plate, you dust it with some golden powdered sugar and a pinch of flaky salt. You created a dish for your cookbook. Wow, this looks like the winning recipe. Let's hope. With only seconds to go, you set the finished dessert down in front of the judges with a flourish. Dessert is served. Wonderful! Since Anton and Mark already presented dessert the last round, naturally, let's have Everett introduce your last dish. Actually, Lucy should do. You're sure? It was your vision, so it's only right. You clear your throat, plaster on a smile for the judges, reaching inside yourself for confidence. Here we have a caramelized pear, dark chocolate tart, with a ribbon of goat cheese on the inside as a surprise. One bite of this will transport you to the countryside, where life is wholesome and the flavors are brighter. We hope you love it. The judges perk up. Exquisite! Let's hope they think so too. You hold your breath as the judges take a bite. I'm impressed. The richness is filling the pears perfectly with a buttery crust, and the pears are sautéed and caramelized to perfection. It's very original. I'd eat this any time of the day, not just for dessert. You knew what story you wanted to tell with this, and you succeeded. Well done. You impressed the judges with your unique dessert. Thank you very much. The judges murmur amongst themselves. It's a close call. We'll need more time to decide the winner. As judges filter out of the room, Anton and Mark look on, not quite as confident as they were moments ago. Sit tight for the thrilling conclusion, folks. You and Everett go backstage to wait until filming resumes. Everett, what do you think? I think we can't count ourselves out yet. But it's a wild card, to be honest. You sit tight, foot tapping anxiously. I'm thinking of food now, so eager to learn the results. After what feels like hours, the judges finally return to the stage. This is it. We've made our decision, but first, we want to address both teams. Anton and Mark, every dish was carefully crafted through and through. It's clear that you're very experienced and confident in what you do. Thank you. However, we felt that overall there was something missing. These recipes were delicious, yes, but we're certain we could find them on menus today. There was too much of a reliance on luxurious ingredients without a thought of the role these dishes played and in the story of the dish. Basically, we were hoping for a little more risk-taking. I see. Now for Everett and Lucy. Fingers crossed. You truly went above and beyond today. From your presentation to your flavors, everything was wonderful. You tried to tell an overall story, and with a focus on natural and fresh ingredients, everything had to be authentic and unaffected, free spirit about it. Yes, you surprised us. Your innovative spirit is something I'll be thinking about for years to come. Okay, no negativeness there so far. Thank you very much. All of this to say, congratulations, Everett and Lucy. You've won the titles of greatest chefs in Creme de la Creme. Hey, Mark and Anton, eat a big, fat, loud cheer from the audience echoes through the station, or studio. We won? I told him to suck on a big fat one. No, seriously though. I'm gonna be humble. This is such an honor. To be chosen by people of your caliber really means a lot. I never could have imagined this. It was a pleasure to cook for you. The pleasure is all on this side of the table, you two. Well done. The host appears over you with a trophy, presenting it to you with a smile. It's a beautiful trophy. It's all yours, along with a check for $25,000. The shiniest trophy, lifted high. With a great effort, you lift the trophy high above your head. You smile, the crowd stars in your eyes as the cameras flash all around you. Your friends cheer wildly for you. Bravo! We won. And then you wake up, this was all a dream. Everett laughs, clapping you on the shoulder as he raises one of his hands in a wave. We really did it. This is an outrage. I made a cuisine, what it is today. You can't honestly tell me that they did better than me. Than us. Everett looks back and passive, but you notice his hand tensing into a fist beside you. You whisper to him. Everett, I would just say ignore him, but be humble, be better. Be humble, be better. Everett takes a deep breath and steps forward. Thank you for inviting us, Anton. Let's move on like adults, yeah? But, you... You hide a smile, proud of Everett for refusing to rise to the bait. Good for you, Everett. Everett steps back, looking over Anton one last time. Look, maybe you and I needed each other. We needed the competition to push ourselves to be at the top of our game, to become better chefs. He holds out his hand. Truce. Where he usually tries to keep his composure with the cameras, he's unable to quell his anger here, just like Everett on the knife's edge a year ago. You will never be a better chef than me! This is bull. I'm out of here! Mark storms off, flinging his apron to the side of the stage. Anton surges forward, his confident facade completely shattered. You think you can come on my show and humiliate me? No, you're doing that to yourself. Sam rushes on stage, wrapping an arm around Anton and attempting to steer him backstage. My love, let's go home. I'll read you that profile of yours from the New York Chronicle, the one you love, remember? Anton scowls over his shoulders and Nazim leads him off stage. When you lock eyes, you take one parting shot. Hey, Anton. It's been fun, yeah, no. I sincerely hope you learned something from this. If you don't respect your competition, no matter what they came from or how they started, you'll end up being humbled. Anton scowls and turns away, but not before Everett graces you with a proud smile. The audience breaks into surprised applause. You're still gripping tight to the trophy, and your face hurts from smiling. I'm glad it's finally over. Anton, Nazim. I can end that chapter for good. Maybe I didn't even need to settle the score. I had everything I already needed. I just had to let go. You pass him the trophy, watching as he looks down at it with wonder. To new beginnings, then. You gently touch his arm and he turns, the same adrenaline you're feeling showing in his gaze. You lean in, he meets you halfway, putting all your happiness, relief, and excitement in a single kiss. The crowd cheers even louder. You just did that for the whole world to see. I don't care. This is our moment. Everett tilts your head to kiss you again, and you can't help but smile into it. Later that afternoon, you rush back to the hotel to change for an impromptu after-party. This is our moment. How should I dress to celebrate? Oh, okay, I get to customize this with no diamond choice. My god, remember when Pixelberry actually used to do things like this? God, give me a minute. You smooth down your clothes, satisfied. Let's go. What was something formal? Soon you arrive at the gorgeous venue that Everett booked. Inside, you see the entire crew gathered on the ballroom dance floor, and you feel a swell of pride. Bawling out before the prize money even gets here, huh? I didn't plan it for myself. Navarro knows all the best real estate. Surprise, surprise. I'm glad she helped out, though. It's still once-in-a-lifetime kind of night. His gaze lingers on you a moment, then he offers you a glass of champagne and pushes you towards your guests. We'll talk later. Enjoy the party, Lucy. You're about to reply to him when you feel two pairs of arms pull you into a hug. Yeah, Lucy, you totally kicked ass. Best sous chef on television, hands down. And may I say, that parting shot at Anton was just mwah. I couldn't help myself. Who could? The look on his face was priceless. We're real proud of you, you know. Thanks, but I couldn't have done it without friends like you. Oh, come on, Adams, you're just being modest. Don't ruin the moment, Hudson. I mean it, three of us having each other's backs this season and beyond. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Now, we wait, see what happens next. Season 2, baby. We got this in the bag. Honestly, I completely agree. Between this and all the great work you did with the restaurants this season, there's a ton of buzz on social media. Everyone's wondering what you and Everett will get up to next. When I find out, I'll let you know. Vivian and Hudson smile, stealing a glance at each other. So, we want to thank you. For us. We're dating now, officially. If you hadn't got us to visit the Tokyo Tower together, I don't know if if either of us would have worked up the courage to say how we feel, so yes, we have to thank you. Just doing my duty as a friend. It was driving me crazy watching you two dance around each other. Hudson turns to Vivian lovingly, tucking a tendril of hair behind her ear. You need something? I'll build it for you, babe. And I'll turn our house into a home. Lucy, I've been looking all over for you. You excuse yourself from Vivian and Hudson and join Julia, who looks close to bursting from happiness. What's up? You look amped? Well, that's because I am. Lucy, I put a lot of thought into this over the past few weeks and realized I've been holding myself back. But I have dreams, goals. Seeing you win today made me realize how much I want that for myself. Does that mean what I think it does? I'm not afraid anymore. I decided I'm going to open up another restaurant. That man we spoke to at the rap party who offered to bankroll me, I'm going to take him up on his offer. That's awesome. Maybe Everett and I could help. We could work in the kitchen. The whole gang would be together again. That would be legendary, although something tells me you'll be plenty busy with offers after your competition win. We'll see. So, what are you going to call the restaurant? I still gotta think about that, but I have time. First I gotta find a building, put together a solid concept. Julia hugs you suddenly, laughing. I'm so excited. I just want to start planning already. No, first things first. You've got a party to enjoy tonight. So do you. I won't take any more of your time, Lucy, but maybe we can chat later, and congratulations to you, once again. She leans in to brush a kiss on your cheek, sending a pleasurable shiver through you, then heads off to chat with some of the other crew members. You make your way over to the drink table and find Zara there nursing a glass of wine. You fulfilled the terms of our agreement by winning today, so I guess you'll get your job back if you're still interested in the role. I want to know, is it always going to be this way? I never know when you're going to ask me something impossible or try to fire me again. If you want security, you're in the wrong business. But if you want someone who's going to be upfront with you, who will fight to the death to make a project succeed, then you want to work with me. Is that right? Listen, for what it's worth, what you said to me in my office, it gave me food for thought. I know you have potential, and tonight you and Everett were great together. This whole season, I've just been looking out for the show. Even when it hasn't been so pretty. I appreciate that. Do you want a clean slate? If you're willing to start over, then so am I. We're professionals, after all. I'd like that. You offer her a hand, and she shakes it. Good. Then let's leave the past in the past. It's the one and only chance you get. I see you around this town again doing what you do. I'm beating your ass. A smile dances along her lips, and she looks at you as though seeing you for the first time, with respect. Then she catches the eye of someone behind you and goes off taking care of business as usual. Bruce, how are things over at the Solaris Studios? The party continues into the evening, but soon you find yourself wanting a quiet moment away from the pounding music and the crowd. You glance around, spotting Everett leaning against the wall and Julia living it up on the dance floor. I bet I could pull one of them away for a bit. Go over to speak to Everett. Make your way to Everett, gesturing to the stairs. It's a little loud in here. Join me? Please. The dupe skip's really getting to me. You step out onto the private balcony, taking in the fresh air and the sunset in the distance. The second the doors close behind you, blocking out the music, Everett lets out a long sigh. This is exactly what I needed. You share a smile. A long moment passes before Everett looks away, clearing his throat. You were incredible back there. If it had just been me, you still would have won. It's not a guarantee. Besides, I liked having you there, as much as I like having you here or there on every day. You lean on the balcony railing, giving Everett a long look. You seem happier somehow. Do you feel like a whole new you? Honestly, I think I got closure even before we started the competition, but this sealed the deal. I looked at both of them, Anton, Nazim, and I felt nothing. No anger, no resentment, just acceptance. I guess this is what it feels like to be free. That's good. Now you can focus on me. He grins at your flirtatious tone. He leans forward, brushing the pad of his thumb against your lower lip, eyeing you with intent. I already have been. You should pay more attention. Then he crushes his lips to yours, pulling you in so close that you can't think, you can't feel anything but him kissing you. You feel dizzy when the two of you step back for air, and you can't help the grin that spreads across your face. Maybe I just wanted you to prove it again. When you lock eyes again, the sound of the party slowly fades away, leaving you and Everett in your own little world. We're alone out here. I noticed. His smile slides into something sly, something heated. You find yourself leaning forward again in anticipation. Stay out here with me a little longer and I can show you a time you'll never forget. Your heartbeat quickens and you feel a little thrill go through you. That's quite the offer, Everett Flynt. And so concludes another book, so why not? I'll do this for you guys. Come on then, show me a good time. Everett's gaze darkens at your tone and he closes the distance between you, pulling you into a deep, passionate kiss. Dizzy and excited, you feel your skin get warmer and warmer with every passing second, every passing touch as Everett runs his hands along your body. You pause for breath, laughing softly as you take in the state of each other. I have an idea. Let's stay out here. Like you said, we have this place all to ourselves. You look Everett up and down slowly, deliberately. You lean back against the railing, and you don't miss the way he watches as you uncross your legs. Just make sure the door's locked. Already got it covered. Grin, pulling him back in for another kiss, savoring in the way his arms twine around your waist. The breeze stirs and makes you shiver and feel more exposed. I think this might be my favorite way to celebrate. I can do you one better. He pulls you in for another kiss. You groan against him, and he smiles, drifting his free hand and teasing the sensitive skin below your navel. Everett. His touch dances even lower, cutting off your words, and he whispers in your ear. Tell me what you want, Lucy. I was enjoying the view, but you know. Ruh-roh. Listen, I'll give you this, okay? You can see him in his undies. What do you think's going on? Later, once you come down from your high, which is about 27 clicks later, you slump against Everett, sighing contentedly. That was fun. I just tapped through it, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even read it. Glad you approved. Because I can't read it to you guys anyway. You chuckle at his dry tone. Soon he's laughing right along with you. The rumbling of his chest against yours feels comforting. Everett, I love you. He has to laugh under his breath, like he can't believe his luck. Hearing that, he'll never get old. I love you too, Lucy. I haven't felt this way about anyone in a long time. You're amazing in every single way. You lazily lean forward, capturing his plush lips in a sweet kiss. You're the one for me, Everett Flynt. And I'll fight every day to deserve that honor. When the two of you head back to rejoin the festivities, no one is the wiser. Oh, BS, they probably just don't give a damn. A few weeks later, you're back in LA, sitting in the office of the executive at Food Flicks. You're beside Everett, watching the exec in front of you sort through a few files. I appreciate the meeting with me on short notice. After the display of creme de la creme, I just want to meet the culinary team myself. Thank you. We had a great time. So, why are we here? Ratings are higher than ever, and you've both been mentioned in the press more times than I can count. So that's good news, right? Oh, very good news. Here at the network, we were over the moon about what you did with Taste of the World. Lots of other folks share that sentiment, including the voters at the Emerys. See for yourself. With a proud smile, the executive hands over a sheet of paper. It's a press release. We're pleased to announce that the debut series, Everett Flynt Taste of the World, has been nominated for 2 Emery Awards. Outstanding Reality Program and Outstanding Culinary Program. Celebratory Chef Everett Flynt, Restaurateur Juliana Navarro, Rising Star Lucy Adams brought chemistry and lots of heart to what could have been an average makeover show. This is incredible, Everett. Look. I see. We're really proud of the show, and we couldn't have asked for better hosts. To your surprise, he addresses you directly next. Lucy, we've especially loved your kind, positive outlook, and each episode you provided a breath of fresh air among all the chaos. Your overall reputation was kind and supportive. Thank you. That is literally and figuratively how I am in real life. Just don't cross me. Just saying. Kind people, all of us, have a certain limit. And then we turn into God's wrath. We'll just go with that. Thank you so much. I did my best to keep things light. With all this in mind, Foodflix has come to a decision. We're renewing you for a second season. Not shocked by this at all. Are you serious? That's amazing. I wasn't sure that was gonna happen. Zara kept telling us we weren't doing enough. She misunderstood what we really wanted from the show. It wasn't drama. It was hard. We loved seeing you interact with the owners, getting to know about their story, the families, the audience loved it too. One question is Zara still going to stay on as showrunner? What did you have in mind? I'm willing to hear your point of view, as the two of you are our main hosts. Everett turns to you deferentially. We should keep Zara on as a showrunner. Yep, better the enemy you know than the enemy you don't. Despite our differences, I respect her. She puts the show first, and we need someone with a pragmatic head like hers. She deserves a second chance, at least. If that's what Lucy wants, then I'm on board. Great. I'll keep things simpler on our end, anyway. I'll get to avoid an awkward chat. So, we'll want to get this rolling, so I have an assistant schedule all-hands meeting next week. But in the meantime, be proud of this moment, and please pass the news on to the rest of the team. Right after you and Everett decide to go on a joyride in this car, where should we go? Wherever we want. Eventually, you and Everett end up in the hills near the Hollywood sign. You step out of the car, ready to hike the rest of the way. I thought you hated everything Hollywood stood for. The view outweighs my principles. You laugh and Flynt a step beside you, soon coming to a stop underneath the iconic white letters on the hill. The sun begins to set, painting the city and ocean in splashes of orange and red. It's beautiful. Feels right that we end up here after everything. The world at our feet, the future ahead of us. You two share a smile, watching the rivers of headlights moving through the city below. I want things to be different between us this time. On the show, I want us to share the top billing along with Julia. It'll be our show, not just mine. We'll be partners. And have equal say on things? Exactly, because I wouldn't be doing this without you. Sounds like a plan. Side by side, we can do anything. If there's one thing I've learned over the past few crazy months, it's that. Truest thing I've ever heard. You soak in the moment, thinking of your passport and suitcase back home, thinking of the open road and all the places in front of you. I wonder what our first destination will be. Why don't we let fate decide? You stoop down, grabbing an abandoned bottle on the ground. Spin the bottle. Our fate is in our hands. When the bottle comes to a stop, you stand looking out in the direction of where it points. The possibilities are endless. Still down? Everett looks at you with a soft smile, his eyes gleaming beautifully in the late evening sun. Don't care where we go, as long as you're there. His whisper cuts to your heart. With a surge of affection, you move forward and capture his lips in a kiss. Then let's go. Together, you stand high on the hill, watching the sun set into the distance. Thank you for playing Slow Burn. We hope that all of your future adventures are a chef's kiss. Save today's recipe by taking a screenshot at the blah 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 blah. We'd love to see you recreate these dishes. Congratulations, you've unlocked a special scene. I was about to say... months later. You finally published your first cookbook to celebrate. Julia and Everett invite you to a low-key dinner at Julia's new restaurant, Nistra Cucina. Everett meets you on the sidewalk outside. About time you showed up, thought you'd be late to your own dinner. Hey, it takes time to look this good. Right. You can... She literally threw on the shirt that we started everything with. It's just basic white shirt. You can only celebrate your first published book once. And your first bestseller at that. I still can't believe it. Better get used to it. They're gonna be pounding on the door for the sequel soon. He grins with the expression you can only see when he's around you. Sign this for me, would you? He pushes your cookbook into your hands. You look down at the cover, smiling back at the version of yourself standing in a beautifully designed kitchen. What did you name your cookbook? We just... Remember, we can only do certain amounts. Just flavors. It's a good, solid title, Flavors. No, it's not. It sucks. You know, I don't get why we're limited in text. Not like I'm gonna type a novel. Like, just double the letters, man. Seriously. I wanted something simple that would demonstrate all we tasted traveling around the world. Should have named it... Nope, I'm gonna shut up now. 4-letter word starts with D. Anyway. I'm being ornery today, leave me alone. You flip to the inside cover, signing with a pen Everett handed you. To my biggest fan, Everett Flynt. Keep reaching for the stars, yours truly, Lucy. P.S. Have a great summer. You hand the book back over to him, who stares down at your signature with a neutral expression. Hags. Really, you're the worst. What? Oh, have a good oh. No, I'm the woman of the hour. Everett rolls his eyes, but smiles. Alright, let's eat. You head through the restaurant to the garden at the back, eyes widening at the glittering ocean and beautiful oasis around you. Wow. Fairy lights dangle from the trees, and the whole place is surrounded by luscious flowers and vines. I would eat at a place like this. It's beautiful. Wow, this is all set up for the three of us? Surprise! You jump as guests leap up from behind the archway, tables, trees. You gasp, recognizes faces you haven't seen in a long time. Congratulations, Lucy. I already made like 5 of your recipes. You blink, astonished, as the couple from Santorini rush over and pull you into a hug. I knew you had it in you. You turn to Carl, the restaurant owner from New Orleans, seeing his sister by his side. What you did with our family recipe, we love it. I'm glad I could do it justice. You two really set the tone for the rest of the show. Oh, come on. Oh, that would make our mama proud. Hearing you say that, thank you. An older woman comes up and pulls you into a bear hug. She pulls back, giving you a look of the same cosmic intensity that you remember from Rio.
This is the part where you give a speech, dear, exposing the deepest depths of your soul.
Is it? Please, let's hear it. Despite Fahim's words, there's a softness in his tone that makes you smile. A lot's changed since Morocco. You step on a chair, getting everyone's attention. I want to say, I couldn't have done this without you. I learned so much over the course of the show, words cannot even describe it. But more importantly, just as our team might have helped you, you helped me too. Your eyes sting with emotion, and you fight to keep your voice steady. I'll never ever forget this moment. Thanks so much for coming tonight, and making it even more special. The whole restaurant cheers, and you feel overwhelmed by their support. It's then that a few other people approach you. Kaito and Yosuke from Tokyo. Hui Yin from Vietnam. Teresa and Renee from St. Lucia.
You've worked hard, Lucy. This is well deserved. Especially since you gave Kinshin-sha such a great write-up in your book.
I give credit where it's due.
Sure do. That's why I'm here today. Despite everything we have to cope with when it comes to Antoine, our meeting was a good thing for both of us.
It definitely was. Teresa catches you by the shoulders.
Oh, it's heartwarming hearing all these great stories, especially those involving my son. I'm so proud of you, not just for what you've done here.
She breaks off with emotion in her voice. Renee steps in.
For what you've done for our family. We'll never forget it, Lizzie.
The group breaks away, giving you space to breathe. Julia beckons you over with a smile. So, what do you think of Nistra Cucina? It's amazing, Julia. I'm so glad both of our dreams came true.
So am I.
My parents are over the moon. They basically won't leave me alone.
It's Miha.
I left you a 5-star review. Miha, when are you going to cook for us? Asking the important questions. The grand opening next week will be one to remember, but look, this is what I wanted to show you. She gestures to one of the long tables featuring some very familiar dishes. Are those from Flavors?
You know it. I recruited Everett to make them for the launch party. I've never seen him more calm in the kitchen than he was today.
This is amazing. Thank you, Julia. I'm just glad we could share our success together. Later, after more appetizers and visiting, Vivian and Hudson pull you aside. Congratulations, bestie. I sent like 10 copies to FluxTube Creator Friend, so you can expect some reviews soon. Lighting the influencer bat signal. I'd expect no less.
Geez, I'll also put your cookbook on full display whenever we pass a bookstore.
Vivian. Oh, and I started a hashtag for you. Check it out. She pushes her phone into your hands and you start to scroll. Food Show Junkie 55. Flavors is changing my life right now. I didn't think I could cook, but check out this dish. Hashtag cookbook launch. Margarette 2020-01. I've never tried the kind of crepe before, but now I'm low-key addicted. Look what you did to me, Flavors! Bon appetit! I picked up Flavors last week. The hype is real, folks. I love Lucy's little asides throughout, especially the story about St. Lucia. Makes me want to visit home again. Forever hungry. Best dumplings I've ever had, and so aesthetic! People are really cooking my dishes. And doing a great job thanks to your fabulous instructions. They look divine. What would I do without you, Vivian? I don't know, be sad, probably. True, but enough about me. How are things at the workshop? Could have been better. I can't believe the studio let me share that space with other designers to work on my projects. She's also gonna guest star at the interior design judge on Homeowner Challenge. Vivian swats Hudson's chest affectionately.
night is all about Lucy. Oh, before you run off, I have to get a photo with you and the gang.
She wants to boost you on social media again.
Oh, you know me. I'd never say no to free publicity. Perfs. Grab one of those dishes and get ready to smile.
Window pane flatbread. Uni spaghetti. Pistachio and olive oil cake. Cornbread and carpaccio. I like cornbread. Grab the Jimmy red cornbread, remembering how you were inspired to make it back in New Orleans. Our time in New Orleans was so special. Reminds me how important family is. Just like tonight. Vivian gets everyone to gather around for the photo. Everyone say bon appetit. Bon
appetit.
Vivian snaps the photo and your cheeks hurt from smiling so much. Once the photo's uploaded and Vivian sneaks in one last hug, the group disperses. What, we're not allowed to look at it? Glance over at Everett and Julia. There's one last thing that would make tonight perfect. We just keep getting this, don't we? You weave your way over to Everett. I'm serious, they made Julia such a write-off in this romance. Like, there really isn't romance. There really isn't. There was, and then it just kind of flatlined. Enjoying the party? I'm still processing the fact that you helped organize a surprise party, seeing as you love surprises. It was mostly Navarro and Vivian. Sure. Your eyes drift down, and you notice that he still has your signed cookbook with him, and Evie doesn't want to let it out of his sight. Thank you, Everett. For what? For helping me. This is what I wanted, but I wouldn't have found my way without you. He faces you, punctuating each word, like he needs you to believe it. You make me proud, Lucy. More than you know, and I can't wait to see what you come up with next. Everett, kiss me. Not needing any more prompting, he pulls you in for a kiss and you respond in kind. Uncaring of the world around you, you taste the champagne on his lips, feel the warmth of his body against yours. You sigh as you part for air, wanting to savor the moment. Distantly, you hear someone in the restaurant whistling at the two of you. What are you thinking, Lucy? This just might be the best day of my life. You feel a surge of happiness as you look out together across the sea of friends, laughter drifting up into the air. And you know you found a special recipe that you'll know by heart. Well, what can I say? Thank you all for joining me on this trip. I know that it's been a long trip, but we finally were able to finish the book. If you remember, this book came out, well, way back when VIP was questionable, right? And I was like, and I covered a little bit of it, and then I'm like, you know, things have been up and down for me. So I'll say this. Thank you all for joining me on this journey. It means a lot. Truly it does. Did I like this book? Yes. So I'll give it a like. That rarely happens as of late, let's be honest. Again, this is back when some of the writers were still there that we know and loved. But anyway. With that being said, let's move on past choices and Pixelberry for a moment. Once again, we were able to complete a book together. For those of you who know, great. You should know what this means to me. For those of you who don't, basically each book that I complete at this point is just luck. It's just luck. I'm going to be honest with you. Each day that I get up is a day that I guess in a way I'm lucky to have. And, I think of each and every one of you when I get up. And if you could wear black, that would be great. No, I'm kidding, but, Got to be a little humorous. But no, I'm being serious. You, each and every one of you that continues to come to this channel, that continues to watch the content, and you know, leaves a comment letting me know you exist, or those of you who share the content, and share the channel, and share this community, this family, at least it is a family to me, and continue to get the word out there and try and spread awareness that we even exist is well, I'm nothing without you. Literally and figuratively. I literally am nothing without you. And without you, I don't really have much of a will to live. I'm being honest. I do this content for you guys. Honestly, if it was up to me, I would have quit a long time ago if it wasn't for you. And, so, you know, yeah, just let that sink in. At this point, that's one of the reasons, and the only reasons I do content anymore, is just for you. That's it. Knowing that it helps a lot of you to get away from things. That's why one of the reasons why I try not to talk about, you know, things out in the world, and only talk about choices, and, you know, criticize those things, and also give them praise when they do deserve it. But for the most part, I just want you to sit back and enjoy the content. Laugh. Really. You know, it's one of the reasons why I chime in with some of the things I do, or some of the jokes I make, is I want you to laugh, because I know how hard life can be. And, again, that's what this channel is all about. So, you know, just enjoying the content. No ifs, ands, or buts, really. So, again, it really means a lot that each and every one of you is still here, and that each one of you tunes in, and the whole 9 yards. It really does mean a lot to me. And again, you literally are what keeps my heart beating at this point. I'm not even making that up. You are literally what keeps me going. So, you know, as I've been there for some of you, and you've said the same for me, you quite frankly are the reason my heart keeps going. So, otherwise, yeah, my heart wouldn't be in it, and I don't think my heart would be beating anymore. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, yeah, so think about that for a minute. You know, each one of us can make a difference in each other's lives, and that's another reason why I've built this community, this family that we have here, and wanted to make it get even bigger and grander, and the whole 9 yards is because, you know, you can make a difference. I know it may not sound like it, but imagine if you went out today and you just were nice to somebody, smiled, been like, you know, even though you don't have to, but it may make a difference. It may save someone's life. I'm not kidding. I speak on experience of, hey, nice shirt today. Or, man, those are nice shoes. It just gives someone a sense of, wow, thanks. Like, imagine it happening to you, and maybe it might. That's the whole point. We need to put more positivity into this world. And just be nice to one another. Right? There's a time and a place for holding people accountable and trying to change the world, but along the way, we've lost what we are as human beings, and that is the ability to feel for one another, have empathy, and be kind to one another. And I will continue to do that until my last breath. So, again, thanks each and every one of you for tuning in. It really does mean a lot, and I'm happy we finished another book together. Anyway, hopefully to catch you in another video. Peace out.